us to call us in, and also can go on our Facebook page and answer our questions. I can't wait to take your calls and also read your messages. All right, Godwin, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hi guys, good morning.
All right, now Nonso.
Good morning, and it's a beautiful morning. Like, I'm still excited from last night.
All right, John, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, welcome to the show.
All right, guys, let's go deep into that game now. After we saw a masterclass for Borussia Dortmund, playing their opponent now, PSG, we thought, football has served us what it could serve us. Maybe Real Madrid will just have a runaway victory over Bayern Munich yesterday. But man, football was footballing. It was something amazing that we did not expect to happen. We saw football at its peak, at its finest, and Real Madrid won that game yesterday, and it was something amazing that we could not look out for. A lot of things they are saying that we will look out and talk about, but for now, we'll just enjoy this game. Now, I'm going to start with Nonso now. Yesterday, we saw different things. From team statical setup, to players playing, to players getting tired, then to coaches now making substitutions, breaking them one after the other, yesterday. And it looked like many of us, when we talked yesterday, we didn't get our lineups right. The coaches made some changes, and we saw what happened yesterday. But Bayern Munich came out with a style of play. And just yes, Gnabry's injury, we say, is a blessing in disguise. And Davies came in, and we saw what happened.
Well, it was a fantastic game. You saw the game go as normal as it could. Nobody was expecting anybody to win that game in the first half. You saw the players going at each other's throats. The midfield was choked up. Nobody was creating any chance reasonable. They were just playing flat football, even with high intensity flat football. But you see them going, you say these people are matching themselves toe to toe. In the second half, you now saw Tuchel make a very, very disastrous substitution, which nobody in his right senses would expect you to take out a striker as heavy as Harry Kane and a winger who is the fastest player on your team, Leroy Sané. You take them out to introduce Kim, a defender, and Choupo-Moting. We agree that Choupo-Moting might be faster than Harry Kane in terms of pace, but he's not that creative. So why would you take out these two players to bring in these other two? Then there is Koreshka on the bench, you didn't bring him in, and there are other important players on the bench you didn't bring. And as Spalletti saw this substitution and said, okay, fine, this is how you want to play it. You're winning 1-0. You want to bring in defenders. You want to defend the game and play on the break. Fine, let me look in my bench and see if I have players that could take on defenders. And he brought in Brahim Diaz and and Joselu. And from there, I told somebody the match is over. Madrid has won, and that was how it ended.
All right, now Godwin, look at that game yesterday. First of all, before I start giving questions about looking to that team, I want everybody to really tell me what you thought about the game in the whole yesterday by Real Madrid and Bayern Munich.
I keep saying it and I'll keep saying it. Most teams play is about the coach. Everything rises and falls on the coach in football. The difference between these two games are just the coach. If you see the changes Ancelotti did, even though he was chasing the game, but he made the opposite changes. As Nonso just said, it's like, why are you removing Harry Kane? It's like Arsenal playing the old times and you are probably chasing the game or trying to defend the lead and you take a Henry from your team. It's crazy for me.
No, but I will argue with you now. Watching the game, I'm staying with you, Gordon. Watching the game yesterday, the game day for yesterday, PSG, the Dortmund took the lead and they had to shut up shop. They brought in Sule, removed some Adeyemi and the rest of them up front and brought in defenders. Tuchel saw that and he's thinking, we are leading 1-0. It's about 68 to 70 minutes. Then let's take out all our forward players and consolidate.
No, the difference between yesterday's game and Dortmund was leading 2-0. So they could defend probably for 30 minutes. Because if they defend, yesterday's game is just 1-0. Madrid scores. The game will start.
It's on aggregate.
I know, what I'm saying that when Dortmund scored yesterday, they are now 2-0 ahead. So they could defend 2 goals lead. It's easier to defend the 2 goals than a 1 goal lead.
But don't forget, I know we're going to blame the coach.
No, I'm saying
on both legs have not played very well. They've not played Real Madrid football, just counter attacks and all. So the coach felt, okay, even in their own front, Bernabeu, they didn't really play well yesterday until something sparked up for Madrid. So you won't blame Tuchel. I think what you say.
You have to blame the coach.
Okay.
You have to blame the coach. This is just a 1 goal lead. This is Real Madrid. It happened to Manchester City last 2 seasons. You don't just take out, okay, what if they equalize and the game moves to the extra time?
Yeah.
We're not going to play with all your front attackers, because you have already removed them. So you are going to play 30 minutes, all these players, all the defenders, and Madrid was still going to kill
John, give me your input first of all. I'm just want to get everybody's input because I know your hearts are ready to speak. We're going to be dissecting the game one after the other. So, John, yesterday's game, what do you see about it?
Yesterday's game was phenomenal. I think I want to lean towards what Godwin said in the sense that he took off Harry Kane and he made the same mistake that was made by Bayern Munich against Chelsea, where after scoring an early goal, getting the lead, they took off Thomas Muller, put him on the bench. Everybody was already celebrating as if it was in the bag. And then, of course, those goals came in and they lost that trophy. So, I think yesterday he shouldn't have taken Kane off. He should have left him on because the game could have gone to extra time. You need to have your marksman on the pitch. But then the kudos to Real Madrid, the way they came back, one goal is not enough for you to close up shop and pack the bus. One goal is not enough against Madrid. It's not enough.
One goal lead.
It's
Okay,
not
let
enough.
let's break it down because everybody seems to be blaming the coach now for taking off Harry Kane and the rest of them. Now watch. The first substitution was in 27th minute when Gnabry was out injured and Alphonso Davies came in and we saw the miracle that guy performed. Now, let me tell you something, guys. The second substitution was 76 minutes. This is 14 minutes to ending the game. And he took away, what's his name again now? He took off Leroy Sané and brought in Kim Min-jae. The next change again was on the 85th minute. 2 changes, and he took off Harry Kane and took off Musiala and brought in Chouameni and Muller. Now, this is 5 minutes to go. They are still leading.
Yes.
No, a normal coach will do what he's supposed to do. He looks like Madrid will not be scoring. Let me consolidate my team, bring in the defenders. The rest of them, Harry Kane, have been running themselves up and down the pitch. Yes, it's an error for taking off Harry Kane, but on a normal day, if you are leading a tie or a game, 1 goal to nothing, 5 minutes to go, you may change this. You have to consolidate. The only problem we're having now, we have an issue with him removing Leroy Sané or Musiala. The major issue is what? Harry Kane. How would the coach have known that 3 minutes after removing them, Madrid will get the equalizer? Because they did not look like scoring yesterday. Vinicius Jr was just running left, right, center, and all. But let's now go to the coaches. Now, since you are talking about coaches,
let's talk about the coaches.
Now, Tuchel made the changes he's supposed to make. Right? For me, I even thought bringing in Alphonso Davies was a masterclass because you could have brought in somebody else to play in that wing, but you brought a defender
who just came back from injury
and suspension to play, up front, and he still left the other guy at the back that replaced him yesterday. And that guy gave you the winning goal. You saw what he was doing with Carvajal up and down that pitch, took him up, Rudiger and everybody. Beautiful one. Nobody blames for that, and that's what brought him to goal, right? Now, our problem is that he took away Leroy Sané, Harry Kane, and Musiala, right? Yes. Good. But now, let's look at the man I call Don Carlo. One of the calmest coaches in the world. Who scores goals, he doesn't celebrate, he just does it like this. Once he does like this, he's over, and his son now by his side, he's training his son to be one hell of a coach also. Now, Don Carlo, this is where experience comes into play. When you're making those substitutions, you are shocked. Imagine a coach taking off Valverde, engine room, who runs, that guy can run for 200 minutes. He's not afraid. Taking off Chouameni, taking off Toni Kroos, who was controlling that game, but there was nobody up front to run yesterday. Took off Jude Bellingham and took off Rodrigo. And I was talking to my man, I said, give me that young lad again, what's his name now?
Brian Diaz.
Yeah. And now watch, 69th minute, he brought in Luka Modric, the senior maestro. 70th minute, Camavinga came in. That was the first 2. 81st minute, 9 minutes to go. That is 4 minutes before the Tuchel took off his own players. Because he took off the players at 85 minutes, while the other guys came in. So they had 4 minutes to check the game to see if Joselu, Brian Diaz will see what they can do, and nothing changed. But is this now for me, Godwin? Is this a master stroke now? Like 2 good tacticians, but one came out on top.
We are talking about coaches. I agree with what you said before. When you are leading, most times, what you just do is to consolidate.
Exactly.
When you are trying to score goals, what you just do is to put attackers. If you have turned the whole thing around, I think Ancelotti will have done the same, because when they started leading, they brought in Miliato too.
Yes, exactly. 98 minutes.
I think it's just a common sense. Even though we are blaming Tuchel for removing Harry Kane, only my problem is you shouldn't have removed Harry Kane. You have removed every other person, just leave Harry Kane. Okay. Because Harry Kane can change that
that pass
he can just change a goal with the blink of an eye. He can change the whole game. That's all my problem. I don't have a problem. So I don't think it's common sense for Ancelotti to do that. You are losing 1-0. What would you have to lose now? Put all your attackers, let them go and try and get a goal. And I was telling and he tried that. He put Diaz, Joselu, and he scored 2 goals.
Okay,
so that's why I just feel
understand the fact that Camavinga for Tchouaméni is a like for like defense. It's a like for like substitution. Now going
Modric
forward,
and Kroos are like for like too.
Modric and Kroos like for like. Now going forward, you have Jude Bellingham who has been burnt out already. But yet, you took the option of taking out Valverde first.
Exactly.
For Brahim.
Because he was looking for a goal.
You took another option of taking out
Rodrigo,
who is also a very wonderful attacker with pace, who has space to burn. You took him out again and you brought out Joselu, who is just a standby touch and go.
Yeah.
Now you brought in those two people. Look, the substitution doesn't really make sense. It doesn't really make sense.
It makes sense
when you
look at it as a layman, it doesn't really make sense. Like it's like, why are you doing like this?
Let me tell you why it makes sense. It makes sense. Bayern is defending. You need a tall striker. You need somebody that you don't need somebody that is running up and down again. You need somebody that is stationed.
Now, Godwin, they've gone through this season in Champions League with very difficult games. Man City, they didn't bring Joselu.
That's
so
what. That's
why it was shocking to everybody.
It was shocking. Like, why would you take out Rodrigo, who can dribble past defenders, and bring in Joselu, who just wants a one touch?
It was Master our playing them.
And it was the same
Master was our
Rodrigo
playing
that
them.
scored the
They
goal
needed somebody that was going to run into that space of Manchester City defense. But this one is
but John, let me see. I believe that everything that happened yesterday is also a touch of masterclass from the senior man there, Don Carlo, against his younger boy, Thomas Tuchel.
Yes, I think so. I believe that he saw something in that match. He saw another dimension in that match that he felt that he could unlock his potential to win the game, and that's why he made the changes he made. But on the other hand, I feel Thomas Tuchel felt too comfortable leading the game 1. You know, we spoke about this yesterday, that this is Madrid. 90 minutes is 90 minutes. Madrid. You need to be on the ball 90 minutes to the final minute. And, you know, with the changes that Tuchel made, it didn't show this was somebody who was ready to keep them going for the 90 minutes. He felt he had won the game. He had the upper hand. But then this is Madrid. This is the same Madrid that you have 2 players like Rodrigo who can come in a split second and score a winning goal. It happened last time. It also happened in the semi-finals last year. So this is what you know, I think Tuchel will be better for it by going to this one
guys,
right now.
You know, let me say something. You know, yesterday at some point now, history was about to repeat itself.
Yes.
Because 11 years ago, the last time Wembley hosted the Champions League final, it was a final between Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund. So was history going to repeat itself? Yes, until a man called Joselu, he came and said, not today. History will not repeat itself, and history was destroyed by Joselu. Because there was no way going to start.
Now you said it yesterday.
In hopes there was no way on earth.
If Joselu
start game, I won't watch it.
See, he said it yesterday in hopes that Joselu was going to play rubbish and Bayern Munich would come
But don't forget, he said Bayern Munich was going to win.
He said Bayern
Munich.
And in the formation we chose yesterday, my formation won out because that's what they started.
Let me tell you about Joselu for a little bit. Joselu was rejected by Madrid in his early age.
Yes.
And that guy has gone around Europe. Gone around playing in England, scored only 6 goals in almost how many 100 games. Stoke City, he was not scoring. He will open goal for him, will not score. He played for Newcastle, played for everybody. He went around the world, came back to Spain, had a very good season with former side, and Madrid had to sign him at the age of 34. A 34-year-old coming back to his world club, and we saw what he did yesterday. 2 amazing goals from Joselu. That is a striker's instinct.
And now, there's something you've forgotten in that story. 2 years ago, he traveled all the way to, I think, France to support Real Madrid playing the finals.
Yeah.
And yesterday night, he was the one taking them to the finals.
It's amazing.
Let me talk about this strikers thing.
Guys, we're not done yet. We're not done. You're going to take the first people of the show. Now, guys, like I said to you, follow us everywhere. Go to our Facebook pages, our Facebook page at Vote 1043 FM on Facebook, and drop your comments on our questions that we asked, this morning. And also go and join us on YouTube at Vote FM Sports on YouTube. Now, I'm going to read some messages from our viewers on YouTube. I'm going to be taking your calls very soon. Don't forget to call us onto the show and tell us your own take on the matches that happened yesterday. 0706 048 5853. I'll repeat again, 0706 048 5853. All right. SA Divine Godakbo said Madrid were on a master class level yesterday. Also, Emeka Idiri on YouTube, he says that Don Carlo Ancelotti is a master tactician. Chukwemeka Energy says, "Shey we told you yesterday, Godwin. You go explain tire, no evidence." I like that they are out for Godwin because he didn't want the Madrid to win. Now, Igor Jr. is saying that you don't do that against Madrid. This was the same mistake Pep made in 2022. Yes. For me, until the final whistle, you can't count Madrid off. Emmanuel Okitipi says, Bayern coach, how do you remove strikers and put strikers when you are winning at that moment? See what Ancelotti did. As he was winning, he removed Bellingham and sent in a defender. He said, legendary. A Mobo Okeme says, Thomas Tuchel is confused and losing it. Even me that is not the coach, I will not make that mistake. Wow, come on, guys. I think I should have some mercy on Thomas Tuchel. Igomai Richmond said, good morning, guys. The game yesterday broke me. Oh, sorry. All decisions made by Tuchel were spot on. Are you serious? The issue they had was Manuel Neuer making an error.
Yes. A
goalkeeper of his status is not meant to make that mistake at all. Emmanuel says bringing in Joselu was tactical because they needed something different up front, not just skill. Joselu had what the others do not have. Wealthy wealth. YouTube is buzzing this morning. Says Daniel, go and watch analysis. They are fighting each other on YouTube. Emeka didn't say Joselu super sub. Military Daniel says we agree. The equaliser was a big mistake, but the second goal, Rudiger received the ball in an offside position. No, that was not correct because VAR drew the line. I'm going to come back to YouTube very soon. VAR drew the line and he saw that it was a very, very beautiful goal. But when you watch this game yesterday, you see big game players step up in the big game.
Yes.
The first pass was from Nacho, a defender, centre back, was to his fellow centre back, Rudiger. And Rudiger crossed that ball for the winning goal as if he is Vinicius. One touch and that ball was inside the 18-yard box and we saw the goal. Now, is this part of what we say that it looks like the Champions League always has Madrid's name written on it?
I don't think so. I would say so too because
you should agree.
I think now that's what Manchester City is trying to create in England. The same thing Manchester United did in early 2000s. I think they won league
almost
8 times in 10 years. So Madrid have created that history that they just come in today. They don't even play well and they win games. They don't even play well. They didn't even play fantastic yesterday.
They didn't play very well.
And they won the game. The same with Manchester City. So I think the Champions League is just the Champions, and the cup games are somehow. So we cannot really predict what will happen in cup. But Real Madrid have found a way to they keep winning these games. I don't know how they do it, and they keep scoring like 85 minutes, 90 minutes. That's why I don't like that team again. Let me be frank. Yes, I don't like that.
Oh, yeah,
let me tell you now, I'm supporting Borussia Dortmund. I'm using Apple to come to this one. I'm going to no, because how can you win Champions 15 times? Now only they leave the Champions for only one.
That's supposed to be, but
you need to show character. You need to show character to be in the Champions League. And I think that was what many big teams missed out on. The likes of Porto, Man United, and many other
even
people.
Arsenal.
And Arsenal. They need character. Not really experience, but you need character to be in that game.
John, now something happened yesterday. Now, Thomas Tuchel is crying foul now that he says that the decision not to give that goal, the second goal that was called for Bayern Munich was a disaster. He said that it felt like a betrayal. In his own words, he said he doesn't understand the decisions for the officials to stop play, because of the second goal and injury that equalizer against Real Madrid. Now, looking at that team, when we looked at it again over again, we saw that plus or minus it was a real goal scored by Bayern Munich, but the factors affecting the rule of the game now did not allow the referee to go check VAR.
Yes, I feel his pain, obviously, because of the way it played out. Even last night, we got reports that the linesman had to go and apologize because he moved too soon. But then that's the level where the game is right now. There's no space for those kind of hairline mistakes, errors, and stuff like that. But it is what it is. Real Madrid are in the finals, and I feel like
talk about that decision.
Yes.
For me, because the referee should take charge of all the whole decision in the game. Why? I remember one particular decision against Arsenal versus Chelsea FA Cup final. I think Sanchez scored with his hand. I think the ball touched his hand, and Alex Sanchez scored. And Leisman actually raised up his flag, but he didn't blow. He continued the game until everything. He went to discuss with Leisman and told him, I'm giving this goal. that's a referee that is taking charge.
But
I know that
you see, there's a rule.
the rule say that you have to blow.
See the point.
But for me,
Godwin,
I would have just kept
no.
quiet.
Look at the rule. I'm trying to look at it very, very well. I read it a little more yesterday night. Now look at what it is. Before the leaked fired the ball into the net and kicked the ball, Real Madrid defenders had already stopped. Number one.
Yes.
The goalkeeper had stopped. Number two. The referee had blown the whistle before that shot was fired.
Yes.
And once that happens,
no, the main
VAR
rule
cannot intervene.
The main rule here is that when the referee blows, not if you like stop, who cares? The problem that the referee blew his whistle.
Everybody was going to stop.
That's what I'm saying. If the referee didn't blow his whistle and probably they saw the last man raised up a flag and he scored, it will count. He will go and check it. The problem that the referee blew his whistle, and that was a mistake from the last man. You cannot be making this is semi-final of Champions League.
They are human beings.
They
are human beings.
Before the invention of VAR,
that would have not stood so.
It would have not stood
exactly.
Because referees, linesmen make those same errors. They not really errors.
Many of them.
They always raise the flag and they are always spot on. Most times they are always
probably
spot on.
just
Last night's one was not just
just
different because the referee saw that the game was going one way and there was you communicate with your linesman all through the match. It was maybe he didn't blow the whistle. It happened against Man United Brighton where somebody was already lying on the floor and somebody had to kick the ball. And you notice the position that the person was offside and he was intercepting the goalkeeper from keeping the ball. Yet he placed the ball and he went through the person and the person that was lying down that he was injured stood up to avoid the ball from touching.
The only thing I'm seeing in this thing because is sometimes you make decisions unconsciously. So if you have been doing something for the past maybe 10 years and they change the rule, sometimes you don't remember. For example, the rule says you don't raise up your flag until that phase of play is finished. Then you can raise your flag. Do you understand? So probably he forgot. So because they have been doing.
When that pass came in and the winger on the other side trapped the ball, that's not much flag.
That's what I'm saying.
So there was a second cross into the team.
Probably he forgot. That's what I'm saying. Probably he forgot. They have been doing instinct. Just raise up your flag. But the rule now says you have to allow play to finish before you can now flag an offside. So I think he probably just forgot because he has been doing this thing for a very long time. Then he just.
But I only feel we are only having to talk about this now, John, because we now have VAR to argue about. If it was before, like you said now, there's nothing to argue about now. Let me stay with John now. Is there an Harry Kane cause? They were saying that you have a striker who has scored 44 goals this season and won nothing. They have won nothing in Tottenham Hotspur. The first season is coming to Bayern Munich right now. Bayern Munich have won 0. They are ending the season with no single trophy, not even the cover of the cup. What's the issue with Harry Kane? Do you think there's really something like this?
I don't think there's such a thing as a Harry Kane cause. I feel like Harry Kane is a player who is moving outside his time. Basically, he should have left Tottenham way before.
Yes, when Manchester City was calling.
Yes, he should have gone earlier. But you allow a figure like Daniel Levy to hold you, keep you bound, keep you stuck in a team when you should know when to move on, make the next move for your career. And right. he moved to the probably I wouldn't say
too late.
He moved too late.
You would have moved well.
I think his move to Bayern Munich was not a bad one. I will not agree with it if you say it's a bad one. But I think it's just an unlucky season where he met a coach. They just did not click now also.
In 2019, according to what John said, he's moving against time. In 2019, he was wanted by Man United. And that season, Man United went to the Europa League finals. And because they didn't have a striker, they lost the final. Yes. In 2020, he was wanted, heavily pursued by Man City. He didn't go.
By now, have won three
in 2022, he was heavily pursued by Man City. He didn't go. That end of that season, Man City won the Champions League and also the league. Man City won the treble. Now he's going to Bayern Munich when they have crisis.
But I don't think you guys should blame him and say he didn't go. The club did not let him go, like you said. John said it now that Daniel Levy decided not to allow him to go.
They bribed him with a contract in 2019. His contract was supposed to expire. His contract was supposed to expire in 2019.
Don't forget that there is also talks about a future statue in front of the Tottenham club in his honor or whatever. But
it definitely will.
That he should have left. What was statue compared to winning trophies?
These players go there to make money. I don't know what Alasai are talking about. Yes, you're talking about medals, cups. Put it that cupboard. Will you sell a medal to buy house?
Paid at Man City.
Man City would have paid him almost.
Yes.
You're talking about playing for the money. Why do you think my grandchildren will always want to talk about Pele and Maradona?
Because they won World Cup.
Because they won cups.
Trophies.
They will talk about James Rodriguez
But
because he won
they need
cup.
to tell you
No,
how much dependently for his grandchildren.
You know, I'm talking about it. If you leave money for me, please. Leave money
How
for
much
me.
we are talking about?
Why?
Almost 9 years trophyless.
Guys,
How
we'll be back.
much?
We're not done.
How much?
We're not done. When we come back, we're going to be taking your calls. We're going to be going to Facebook and also reading the messages on YouTube. We'll be right back, guys.
Where music meets the voltage. Take a break and enjoy the show. Sports.
Now Exuobi gets the ball out to the left-hand side. The delivery comes in. Oh, it's a goal!
Entertainment. News and politics.
Enugu State Governor Peter Mbah has sentenced the electricity bill.
Gospel.
And let them have the kingdom of God is within people.
British money in Nigeria.
Awesome programs exclusively on
Volt 104.3 FM.
Stay plugged into the flow. Follow Volt FM on Facebook at Volt 104.3 FM. Let's vibe.
All right, guys, we're back again, and we just can't get enough of this game that happened yesterday. There are games that are going to happen today. We'll talk about that shortly. A team that's trying to go an unbeaten season in the team of Bayern Leverkusen. We're going to talk about that. But we're opening the phone lines, guys. Let's take your calls. Call us on 0706 048 5853. 0706 048 5853. And let us get your comments and your my mindset about the games that took place yesterday. All right, good morning and welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. Talking from YouTube, obviously, so from YouTube. Good morning, sports analyst. Okay, Madrid for the final, Madrid for the UCL 2024. So you are thinking Madrid will win the Champions League already? Yes, Madrid 15 times, man, Madrid. Don Carlo. I just believe after this one, Don Carlo should just go and resign and just go and rest. I mean, that guy has done it countless times. Yeah.
Okay, that's it from Terry from Warrior, obviously from YouTube, and he's saying that Don Carlo should go and resign, but Ala Madrid for the title, and everybody seems to be very confident, about this Madrid side winning, the UCL already. They don't want to even know there's a team called Borussia Dortmund anywhere. Hello, good morning and welcome to the show. Good morning. Your name and location, please.
My name is Ibrahim.
Okay, Ibrahim, where are you calling from?
I'm from Gariki.
Welcome. So what do you have to say about the happenings in the world of sports and football yesterday night?
Hala Madrid. That's the winner.
Everybody Hala Madrid.
I'm so happy what Real Madrid did yesterday. So we are going to our club win more and more and more.
Wow.
So, yeah, we will be champions.
Wow.
I can't say anything more.
Wow.
So very sure. It's very, very sure that Madrid are going to be winning the Champions League. People are so sure about it because a team who has done it over the time. I don't think there's something you can do about it. Over now to Facebook, and we have a lot of comments there. People, the line is buzzing. The line is buzzing. I'm going to take your calls. I really want to know what everybody thinks about this season Champions League. Real Madrid especially. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Good morning. Your name and location, please.
I'm from Obuka.
Welcome from Umbuga in Anambra State.
Hala Madrid.
What was your best line of the game yesterday?
Let me just tell you.
Yes.
That was final for the final. Borussia Dortmund cannot be an obstacle. Real Madrid yesterday was final for the final. Period. So Real Madrid is going to face the cup. Come June 2024.
Wow.
So let me tell you, this is unbeatable. It's only God I think I want this championship from them. We have found it. Thank you. So carry on.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now from Mumbuka, our friend from Mumbuka. I was about to read the Facebook comments. Now people are so sure that this trophy belongs to Real Madrid. Oh, we're going to be taking more calls. I really need to hear from you, everybody. Good morning. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Hello, good morning.
Yes,
your name and location, please.
My name is Chukuno Sonali. I'm calling from New Haven.
Welcome. So what do you have to say?
I greet all of them.
Good morning.
Well, the match yesterday was very interesting. I love the match. But there was a mistake from Thomas Tuchel. There was a change he made which I wasn't happy at all. Removing Sane on that game, I really thought the game that he lost the game because the Madrid was no longer in the pitch. So why should he remove the Sane? One, and also for him to remove Harry Kane and also put a striker. Removing Harry Kane is not a bad option, but putting a striker, that's where he got it wrong because he would have, when he removed Harry Kane, he should have a
defense.
And also, if we are blaming Thomas Tuchel, we should also blame what is it called, Manuel Neuer, because he didn't keep that goal that he committed out. He didn't.
Yeah, defense.
So that really made them to lose the game. So I don't think my Borussia Dortmund can be able to help Madrid.
Yes.
In the cup. Yeah, but the game, the final at Wembley. Well, let's see what will happen at Wembley.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Before that, we want to have a very in-depth look into the final. We're going to dissect everything, And now I was going to read Facebook messages. We have a lot of guys talking on Facebook also. Peter Abodun is saying, he said it yesterday, to the glory of God, that Madrid are in the final. All right. Maintain Gideon says, when I hear people talk about Bayern Munich robbed, please, can they be specific? Because all decisions taken by the referee was fair. And secondly, the mistake by Tuchel made was trying to defend against a resilient team like Madrid. When I saw the changes, I knew Don Carlo was going to win that game, even if it was extra time. Good morning and welcome to the show, please. Your name and location. Oh, I say welcome from
YouTube viewer.
Yes, sir. Madrid yesterday was masterclass on top level. You put them out until the 90 minutes. Yes, and I will also tell Mr. Godwin that Real Madrid is the best team in the world.
Thank you very much. Why is everybody having issues with Mr. Godwin? What's going on? They're having issues with you. EJ, you're like, oh my God. People are really upset and angry. So I'm just look at the call we're getting today. They listen and they tell you, hello, good morning and welcome to the show. Hello.
Yes, good morning. Welcome to the show. This is Emeka from YouTube. Emeka from YouTube. Welcome on board. Thank you, sir. Yes. So personally, I want to laugh at Godwin.
Go ahead.
Any code you're supporting, I'll be playing against your club from now on. You have gotten a mortal enemy. Yes. How can you ever go against Madrid? For that matter. I used to like Barcelona more. God, we don't play, and you learn the hard way, and you continue to learn in the final.
Thank you so much. People are not happy yesterday. No, when I said tell us your prediction, he said Bayern Munich to go through. But so, don't be sick. 3 minutes to go, all my fans were shocked.
I was
like, this game is going to end, until, like we said now, a mistake that was not going to be made. There was no way you see Manuel Neuer make that kind of blunder, and they had it yesterday, and that was it for them. Hello, good morning, and welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
On Monday, Kalaga said something. He said that football is leaving Casemiro. It's better he starts playing football. That is how coaching is leaving Thomas Tuchel. He better leave coaching. It was a disaster in Chelsea. In his first season in Bayern Munich, he almost lost that trophy on the last day. It's not because of Dortmund bottled it. He stayed his yesterday were just nonsense. As for what Harry Kane cause, there's no such thing like Harry Kane cause. All he needs is to move to a big team, which he has done, but under a bad coach. If you remember Batistuta, when he was playing for Fiorentina, he was always one of the top scorers in Serie A. And he moved to Roma. The year he moved to Roma, he won Serie A for the first time. You understand? So, but once Bayern gets a good coach, I mean, Kane is good to go. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Absolute. Very amazing talk. Now we're going to move over to the Europa League now because we have had a lot of talk in Africa tonight. Yesterday, Fiorentina also qualified for the final by getting their last minute penalty, and they are now in the final, back-to-back final for Europa Conference League. Tonight, a team is already talking, and they said they are not ready to lose. Bayer Leverkusen. I'm going to be talking about that shortly. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the show. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome to the show. Please, your name and location,
please. My name is Fortune, calling from Warri.
Oh, good morning. Welcome to the show. Are you from YouTube?
Yes, I'm from YouTube.
Welcome to the show. So what do you have to say about the match yesterday?
For me, I've always supported Madrid, but let's be sincere about it. Let's check the statistics. Madrid was even more in possession. Check the shots on target. Check the bar shots. Madrid was, for me, yesterday. My best time of the match was the last 4 minutes of the match. It was for me. You know, you don't give up easily. I know we are blaming the coach, the Bayern Munich coach, but the man was working for me. I told the man to work for me, and he did what I asked him to do. You know, and that was a good game for me. And they just gave Madrid the goals I wanted. The last 3 minutes of the match was wonderful. And for the final, I'm still going for Madrid. I'm singing for it. It was a wonderful game. Thank you, Team A Sport Vote. It's a wonderful game yesterday.
All right, thank you so much. Now, tonight's games, Atalanta will be hosting Olympic Marseille, and Bayer Leverkusen will be hosting AS Roma, and its other semi-final game for the Conference League is Olympiacos hosting Aston Villa. Do we think Aston Villa has what it takes to turn over a 4-2 deficit, considering 4 goals, in England last week? And I don't see. I think it's just too far-fetched now for the Aston Villa side. Hello, Gumena, welcome to the show. Hello. Yeah, please. I need to have the radio, please. So, guys. Yeah, go ahead. Welcome to the show, please.
My name is Walt from YouTube.
Welcome to the show.
Okay, the first thing I want to talk about is firstly the people saying that Bayern was robbed. So I don't think Bayern was ever robbed there because the whistle has already gone. This was the same thing that happened against Arsenal when they fell on the floor. So the ref did not blow the whistle and Odegaard has to score. So that's one. Against Valencia, the same thing happened in Madrid with Valencia. When the whistle went off, Bellingham has to score, so they have to cancel the goal. It was a 2-2 draw. So it was not a rob. And secondly, the offside rules changed. So people saying Bayern was robbed is something like they need to go and refresh their memory with FIFA. Then the game, you don't write off Madrid, even at 90 minutes plus. You don't write them off because those teams, I don't know the mentality they came with, but all the way see them in Wembley, and I hope they carry the cup. Thank you.
Okay, so carry the cup. Now, let's break down Bayer Leverkusen now. So hosting Roma, they have a deficit already. I think that game ended 2-0 in Italy.
Yes.
Bayer Leverkusen scored 2 goals. Roma has not been really doing well. They've been changing coaches and chopping off players. Now, with the likes of Dybala back again into full fitness, Lukaku is back also. Going to Germany, where Leverkusen have not lost. They want to do something that has never been done before by going a whole season unbeaten both in Europe and domestic and winning everything. They have the cup final to play against Kazakh. They've won the league also. They are looking at going to the final, also winning this. Do you see any way in for Roman also?
The last time a German team went to the Europa League finals, they came out with it, and that was Fiorentina 2 years ago. And they had to beat Barca in the quarterfinals, West Ham in the semi-finals, and I hope they met somebody in the finals and they won.
Yes.
Now they are about to repeat the same feat Leverkusen in this step. They met big teams. They've played against big teams. Now, the last time they lost in the Europa League was against the same Roma, when Roma knocked them out with just 1 goal in the quarterfinals, I think, or quarterfinals of Europa League last season. And it's like a repeat feature. And they don't want any of those errors to happen again. They know Roma can toss them on the break. They know Roma has better players. on the ball. Let's be honest about it. Roma has better.
Yes.
Roma has better players on the ball, experience, and every other player.
Just only Dybala, Pellegrini are two amazing.
Paredes
on the ball. They have Lukaku who can play alone up front.
You have Tomari, you have Smalling, you have Tomari is at AC Milan.
You have Abraham.
Abraham on the bench. So you have quality players on the ball. But the thing is, those players, do they have the character of champions? Do they have the character to go on into the match and win games or turn over the games? They already lost 2-0 at home.
They are going to Germany.
So they're going to Germany. It's going to be a tough task. It's going to be a tough ask. But do they have the character? I've said it before, these are better players on the ball. But will Leverkusen give them the opportunity to create chances and score goals? That's the question for the day.
Okay. John, look at this game again. Bayern Leverkusen are making history. They've already done it in Germany. They're about to do it in Europe. Now, looking at that team, and like I said last week, relatively unknown players, but this coach has galvanized them together, and they're doing an amazing job. Now, do you think tonight should be the night where you bring in a certain Victor Boniface to start?
I think Xabi Alonso is going with a team that he trusts. If he starts Boniface up front, I don't think there's a problem with that. I would like to see this team go on to have a phenomenal game against Roma today, winning them by 3-0, hopefully, and then progressing in the competition. I feel like the way they are set up, they look like a team that can do damage, and so we should expect a very flowing, attacking football game from Bayern Leverkusen.
Yeah, I'll bring you in and Godwin. Now, don't forget something, guys. Bayern Leverkusen are just one game away from reaching a first European final in over 20 years.
Yes.
And they are on an incredible run of 48 games unbeaten. Now, Alonso is saying, by his words, we want to stay unbeaten, and we know every week it gets tougher. Everyone wants to beat us and break the record. On Thursday, we host Roma in the second leg. We'll see how it goes. If we lose some games, such as the second leg 1-0, I will not say it takes us to the final. Now, they are not worried even if they lose now, 1-0 against Roma. They feel with 1-0 loss, they can go to the final.
Yes. Yeah. Let me talk about this Leverkusen team. You know, their formation, they play 3 at the back, then 4, then 3 at the front. Most teams organize their team to play defensive football. This is the first time I am seeing someone playing a 3 defenders and they are attacking, and they are playing possession-based football. I don't understand how he did it. Most times, if you want to play, check all the teams that play possession football. It's always 4 at the back, then all the creative midfielder. But he's playing 3 at the back. So I don't know how he did it. He's playing 3 at the back, and he's making his team play a possession-based football. They keep the ball, they pass the ball well. As I was saying, I saw one of his training where no long balls, no long, keep it short. That he wants them to pass between themselves. So he has done a fantastic job, and I think they are going to the finals. And hopefully. So
you're not giving Roma any chance at all?
Chance. Hopefully, they go to try this without losing the game. I think it's good for football.
Are you serious about that?
Yes.
Okay, there's a second game now. Atalanta, hosting Marseille. That game is poised. Is 1-1. They played a 1-1 draw in France. Now, Atalanta and Marseille are looking like they know what they are going to be doing. But with all the players, I think that Atalanta, they shook the Europa League when their last round when they defeated Liverpool. Shook that. Don't forget Gianluigi Scamacca, who was rejected and thrown away and stoned back to Italy for West Ham.
I will correct that.
Don't say that.
He was not thrown away.
What do you mean?
I will correct that.
Kicked out
Lucas
of the
Scamacca came in as a replacement, a direct replacement for Andriy Lunin. He couldn't meet performance. He was always injured.
Okay.
He was always
so
injured.
what has happened now that is in Italy?
See, it gets to tell you that when players want to play for you, they'll play with their heart. They'll even play with crushes on their side.
So that means
look at the likes of Santi Cazorla.
Yes.
At some point they wanted to amputate his legs, but he came back and he went to where? Real Sociedad, and he bought for 2 years.
And went back to Villarreal.
And went back to Villarreal and bought again for another 2 years. Now with those 2 years, he was given Player of the Month 3 times for the club. Now this is to tell you that these players have character to play for the club. Lucas Scamacca wanted an escape.
This man is just covering up for West Ham and coach.
Yeah, saying that.
No.
He wanted to
see, it's just like the likes Ferran Torres. He was playing for Valencia. He wanted to leave Ferran Torres.
That one that went to Man City and he ran
Calm down. Look, that's the escape route. He knows he wants to be the captain of Valencia at some point, but they told him it's not possible in the nearest 10 years. It's not possible.
And he went
then he wanted to look for an escape route.
Man City.
And he went to Man City.
And
now from Man City, he played some matches.
And he's now on the bench.
And he ran again. He ran again from Man City because when his target was Barcelona. Now he from Man City, he's at backup.
In Barcelona.
Exactly what happened to Lucas.
Stay on Skamaka, man.
That's what happened. That's exactly what happened to Gianluca. Gianluca Skamaka. He left. What was it called? Was it Sassuolo?
Yes.
Sassuolo.
Came to
he wanted an escape route and wanted a replacement, direct replacement for Andriy Lunin. He came to West Ham. Injury, pressure, blah blah blah.
Antonio was not scoring.
Language barrier.
Antonio was scoring.
Yes, Antonio was scoring.
Exactly.
Language barrier held him. Injury. He couldn't communicate well with his teammates. Then he left again. He ran.
Don't worry. I'll leave it. Now I'll leave you. See, my point is, this guy has proven to be one of the best scorers in the Europa League, whether I like it or not. And now West Ham doesn't have a striker. But let's leave that game. That experience that team, David Zappacosta, who has played in England also, is there. Matthias de Roon, the Dutch international, is there. You know, they have some beautiful footballers around, but they are up against now a Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who is scoring goals in France. You know, they're going to be playing against Godfrey Kondogbia from Valencia, who has a lot of experience.
Yes.
Jordan Veretout, France international. So the game looks. Chancellor Mbemba, who was destroyed in Newcastle, but is now reviving his career here. This team is poised. It's 1-1 now. Do you think? I'm going to put you guys on the spot shortly because I'm going to be leaving. Do you think now Atlanta have what it takes to take it over the board against Marseille? They're playing in Italy.
Now, in these two games, in these two teams, you have players who has come to England and didn't meet expectations.
Exactly.
They didn't even meet average requirements in England.
Don't call Aubameyang.
Aubameyang came in his first season. He was telling the media that defenders don't allow him score goals.
But
He didn't after his first season. Now, apart from Aubameyang, the rest of the players, how was their record? Kondogbia and the rest of them, they didn't meet average requirements. And now they're in other leagues. They are performing. They are shining. You tell them now that you want to put them in the world-class ranking, bring them back to the main team. So you don't have anything to take from that team.
Atlanta, Marseille, who's going to the final?
Man, it's Atlanta for me.
Bayer Leverkusen and their opponent now, Roma is going to the final.
I would want Roma to go, but Leverkusen all the way.
So you're saying the final between Atlanta and Bayer Leverkusen?
Nigerian strikers. Nigerian strikers, Ademola Lookman and Patriotic
Nigerian. Okay, John, now I'm putting you on the spot now. Leverkusen and Atlanta, Marseille, who's going to the final?
I think Leverkusen should go to the final and then Atlanta.
Leverkusen, Atlanta. Finally, let's give you your own part. Who do you think will go to the final? Then do you also think lastly that Aston Villa will also be in the final?
Yeah, I want Marseille to go to the final. Marseille by Leverkusen for me.
So do you think it's over for
it's over for
Aston Villa?
It's over for Aston Villa.
Okay, guys, I didn't forget you, my Facebook fans. I'm going to read it finally before we leave you. Let me take just one last call. This caller, you're very lucky, you're the last caller. Hello, good morning, welcome to the show.
Hello, good morning. This is Tukno, so I'm calling back again.
Oh, Tukno, welcome to the show, right?
Yeah, thank you. For the Europa final, I think it will be Bayern who for Leverkusen versus maybe if you give it to Atlanta, it will make the final match more interesting because it's only Atlanta that is going to give Bayern for Leverkusen a very tough match. But if you are talking about Marseille, I will give them to Bayern for Leverkusen. There's no doubt. Okay. I think, you wanted to ask me a question.
No.
It's gonna be a tough game because for them to be losing that match, I think it's a 2 goals down or 3 goals down. It should be a very difficult match. But one thing about English team, they perform very well. So I'm saying it's not a write-off for them.
Okay. Thank you very much. After that, win 3-0 to qualify. Win 2-0 and go to extra time. So it's going to be very, very tough. All right, now, today's Arumi on Facebook said Madrid is really Madrid. Throughout the game, there were no case for robbery cited. The attacking force was not retreat or mission at all. Give just to some Facebook said Bayern Munich was not robbed as far as I'm concerned, although fate played a role in handing the victory to the Galacticos. And of course, Don Carlo and his boys will lift the trophy come June 1st in London. Congratulations. He said it's here La Madrid. Ha. All right, Bulus, hallelujah, says good morning everyone. Yeah, Madrid is have to win and take the Champions League final. They really played well, and I think all Madrid fans should be ready because Madrid will win the Champions League. And the Igwe said, "Ala Madrid," and Ogbeni and Emmanuel also said, "Ala Madrid." The substitutions were spot on. And lastly, EJ Iloebe says, "Bayern Munich didn't get robbed. The better team won. As for the finals, I can't predict who will take the trophy home, but one thing is for sure, it's going to be an epic battle for the finals." All right, guys, thank you to all of you that joined us online on YouTube at Vote FM Sport. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and follow, and also joining us on Facebook at Vote FM, Vote 104.3 FM on Facebook, and also calling us into the show. Amazing games are going to take place tonight. Don't forget, anything is possible. You can be so sure that Aston Villa will go and give it a fighting chance to see if they can turn it around. And for Leverkusen are trying to consolidate on becoming one of the greatest teams in history. Are they going to do it? Will Atlanta get one over Marseille, or will Roma have a revenge over that team? From me and the guys here now, last word, just one word now from John.
I think it's going to be a win. I can't wait for the game tonight. It's going to be an awesome time.
Okay, Nonso?
Win.
Got me?
Win.
Win, okay? All right, guys, now I will say let the best team win, and congrats to everybody who's making it to the finals. Now we're going to back here to talk about them tomorrow. It's going to be very, very, very epic. From me and the A team, my name is Boy, signing out.
Welcome to Volt 104.3 FM, where music meets the voltage.
Entertainment. News and politics.
Enugu State Governor Peter Mbah has sent us the electricity.
Gospel.
And let them have dominion. The kingdom of God is within people.
Odinibo.
Awesome programs exclusively on
Volt 104.3 FM.